What's up, everybody? In today's video, we are doing a UFC 288 recap, and I'm giving you guys an update on this $500 challenge. Let's go. All right, guys, we're looking at the final results of the rare contest. We'll look at the core contest in a bit. For the rare, the winning lineup at the captain spot, we had Matt Frivola taking out Mr. Granite Chin himself, Drew Dober. What a shocker that was. I personally did not expect that. We've seen Drew Dober get hurt very badly by guys like Terrence McKinney, who you would think would carry a little more power than Frivola, but Frivola pulled it off. Props to him. If you had him in your lineup, which not many people did, then you did pretty well here. Second spot, Aljamain Sterling took that 5-rounder, scored a lot of points, scored the four tacos, 4 takedowns, had a S-load of significant strikes, lots of volume there. A bit controversial. I'm not shocked. I believe Cejudo did win that fight, but the fact that Sterling is the champ, generally the challenger does have to convincingly beat the champion. I don't believe that was a convincing performance, but if none of them were champs, I think they would have gave it to Cejudo here. Third fighter, Yan Shanyan, another shocker there. I was not able to catch that fight, but apparently she knocked her out in the first round. Another shocker there, along with Matt Frivola. Evolov also didn't unfortunately catch that fight, but from what I've seen, almost got submitted multiple times by his opponent Lopez, and he pulled out the win, the decision win, 4 takedowns, scored pretty decent, 119.50 points. And Kennedy Nchukwu had the submission win here, second round submission win, scoring 104.86 to round out the rare number 1 spot. So looking at my lineups, I fielded 3 lineups. 2 of them were for the challenge. My third one were just cards I had left over. That third one, unfortunately, the one that was not in the challenge is the one that cashed. These are the 2 I had in the challenge. Number 1 was at the captain spot. I had Porter, right? If you guys saw the last video, I was really big on high ceiling fights in this fight card. A fight did fall out. I might have overcompensated here by getting away from the ceiling fights, because it did bring that down to a 12 fight card, giving it that low fight status. And when it's a low fight card, generally the winning lineup has a lower total score. So I wanted to mix in these high ceilings with safe floors. I might have overcompensated here because things still indicated that it was going to be a high scoring fight night according to the inside the odds, because that fight that did fall out was not a very good ITD line on that one. So going back to here, Parker Porter, I wanted to pair him up with safe picks such as Muhammad and Sterling. I felt like those were safe floors. Kron Gracie pick did bite me in the butt. I was high on him. I was loving that unpredictability, and his Kron Gracie, if he takes you down, it's over. It did get to the ground, he pulled guard, but he unfortunately was not able to do much there. And Kron Gracie, if you know Kron Gracie from the Jiu-Jitsu world, he has a very good guard, and props to Jourdain, who later in the post-fight interview revealed that he worked very hard on his jiu-jitsu, brought the guys from Danaher Death Squad. If you don't know who Danaher Death Squad, those are like the top dogs in the jiu-jitsu world. So you could tell he was very well prepared for Kron Gracie's ground game here. Plus, Kron Gracie fought a weird fight. It was a bit frustrating, very frustrating actually, especially since I was exposed to him pretty good, not just here, but in regular DFS. Let us down. Scored pretty decent and a loss at 41.89. Drew Dober, that was another upset. It was very shocking to me, and that one did hurt because he only scored 8 points. Second, and that did not cash, unfortunately. 2 losses, 1 decent loss, 1 really bad loss. Did not cash us out. Second lineup did even worse. I had Gilbert Burns. I felt like that was a safe. Well, I wanted to hedge my bets here. I wanted both sides of that fight, the 5 round fight. And also I took into consideration, guys, is the price of these fighters here. Sterling was a good price, so I didn't go with Cejudo here. I went with stuck with Sterling again, which ended up paying off. But the reason why I stuck with them was oh, I'm sorry, that was super loud. Was because he was priced better than Cejudo. So Gilbert Burns lost a decision, captain spot. When your captain loses, that's tough. That's tough there because that's that 1.5 bonus that you get there. Aljamain Sterling, good pick. Evloov almost got submitted here, scored pretty good. 4 takedowns, decision win 119. Rodriguez let us down here, and Braxton Smith also let us down. 3 losses here, took us off the table. If you're, in case you're wondering, the lineup that I did field that was not part of the challenge had all winners with the exception of Andrade. Andrade did lose here, so that cashed $25. I was basically using fight fighter cards that I didn't want to sell because I didn't think I was going to get good value on them. I believe it was Andrade, Favola, and Sterling, and I just picked up a Muhammad and John Duroba just to see what happens. But that was not part of the challenge. Core, I threw a core lineup just to study it, mostly to study it and see, just to take a shot. The core winning lineup have Evloev at the captain spot. Sterling Jourdain was in this winning lineup. Frivola and Askarov was in this lineup. That was actually a pretty good fight with him and Haas, but he did pull off the victory. My lineup here, again, this was not part of the challenge. It did cash though, 12. I did want to use that Chaos Williams. I felt like I was not getting a good price value wise. I'd rather just play him. I believe I had other fighters here, but just fielded these other fighters. Only loss was Kron Gracie here. All right, guys, I wanted to take a look at the ownership here. I think that's very important in DFS and here as well, because the name of the game when you're playing these sort of fantasy games is you're trying to beat your opponents here. You're playing against your opponents. You're not playing against the house. You're not trying to just put on the. You are trying to put the lineup with the highest score, but you're not playing against in a vacuum. It's not you by yourself. You're just trying to beat these opponents here. So, what's the way to beat your opponents? It's to be different from your opponents. You don't want to be the same because you don't want to tie them. You want to beat them. So for the core, one thing to point out, I'm not going to get too into this. I suggest everybody download the CVSs and look at the lineups here. It's basically inverted here. Core, the top tier fighters, when you're looking at Williams, Dober, and Evolov, they tend to be under-owned here. Chaos Williams at only 11%, which is ridiculous. Dober only at 17%. And Evolov, where is Evolov at 19%? Looking on the flip side, on the rare contest, those guys are high owned, with Chaos going to 28% basically, Dober going to 27.6%, and who was the last guy? Evolov being owned at, where is he? Oh, actually the highest owned fighter here at 38.8%. What this is telling us, to get different in the cores, put it. I mean, it's gonna cost you, but I believe it's worth it. Put that high tier fighter on that, and the rare. Also put those high tier fighters. I believe you're gonna need 1 or 2 of them, but also throwing in some left field type of fighters like Shyanyan. She was only 15% owned. Frivola was only 14% owned, and those people came in through low owned, high scored. Fishing with your money, you got different from the field. What more do you want? All right, nerd alert, nerd alert. So looking at the numbers here, I'm gonna do this super quick. The rare contest, the value of the ticket you're putting in was 20.64. So around that ballpark, you're pretty efficient. I unfortunately 31 suck, 26.25 is acceptable here. IMO. And then looking at the core, your Entry ticket was $7.94. I do not know what my entry was. I did not fill that out. I am a loser. Finally, updating this road to 500. I want to preface this with that there is a lot of variance when you're playing with DFS. Variance meaning that uh, it's an up and down thing. You're gonna lose a lot and then you'll win a lot. Unfortunately, we did not win. We lost everything that I risked this week. We started with 464.62. I risked 57.69, which was 12.42% of the bankroll. I won zero. I won donuts. Oh, to be fair, I fielded two rare lineups there. Like costing me $57. Um, my original plan was to field more lineups because, as you all know, when the underdogs are live, I like to field uh, volume lineups. Uh, I was a little uncomfortable here because the fight card went down to 12 fights. Again, like I said before, I feel like I overreacted. So I condensed that to two high priced rare uh, lineups, which looking back, I should have stuck with those, spread it out to multiple core lineups and bought in more of those underdogs that did pull through, as we all saw Frivola, Yan Shanyan, the two who pulled through as far as underdogs. Frivola pulled through, right? Yan Chanyan, um, Sterling and Muhammad, and John DeRoba. Should have filled a little more lineups with those type of fighters in these core contests. This is a learning lesson. We will do better moving forward. I am done.